I wasn't expecting this. Myles Garrett has requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns. You can pause and read the statement here, but basically says he always wanted to be in the NFL. He's always wanted to win a Super Bowl, and that he's appreciative of the Browns and all this and that, yada yada. But he says here the goal was to never go from Cleveland to Canton, and it's always been to compete and win a Super Bowl. And in his time with the Browns, he's only had 2 seasons where they've had a winning record. His first season in the NFL was when they went 0-16. So this guy knows very little success, and he's obviously been one of the best defensive players in his time, if not arguably the best defensive player, at least from 2017 to now. And then Aramirov goes to talk about how Browns GM Andrew Berry last week says if someone sees you at a dinner and says, "Hey, we'll give you 2-1 for Myles Garrett, do you say I'm not interested?" He goes, "Correct." You can put that on record. Which, let's be honest, obviously it's Myles Garrett, generational talent. I know that word gets kind of thrown around a lot, but for his position and who Myles Garrett is, yeah, he's different. We all know that. And then it continues to go on to say the Browns would take on over $36 million in dead money if they were to trade Myles Garrett due to the multiple contract restructures he's had over the years. But just because, as we all know, a player will request a trade doesn't mean he necessarily will get traded. And it's not like the Browns are going to fix their issues overnight with him asking for a trade. They kind of sold their souls to the devil a little bit when they went out and traded for Deshaun Watson and gave up a lot of draft capital to do that. And then also signed him to a bunch of money. So really, they kind of shit themselves in that situation because that hasn't worked out either. So most likely, we're either going to see Myles Garrett stay in Cleveland, continue being Cleveland until his contract is up, which would be in 2027, when he would be an unrestricted free agent, or to trade him, take a loss on the money, and hopefully kind of get back some draft capital they may have lost doing the Deshaun Watson trade. But either way, Myles Garrett, I think, is pretty much locked into Cleveland. Obviously, they don't want to trade him. He's been their best player since 2017. He's the best thing they got going for them, and that's kind of it for them. I mean, there's obviously good players on the defensive side, as well as the offensive side, like Nick Chubb, David Njoku, and so on. But Myles Garrett is what you think of for the Cleveland Browns. But we'll see what happens. Crazier things have happened. I don't expect him to get traded, but if he does, hopefully it's to a team that can contend, because the guy deserves to be able to see a little bit of success consistently. But I'm not getting my hopes up.